Hi, welcome to today's micro lesson where we will be learning how to graph a line in y equals mx plus b. Now this equation is also known as the slope-intercept form of a line. Let's get into it. So the learning goal for today is to be able to graph lines using the equation y equals mx plus b and understanding how slope and y-intercept affect the graph. We will start today by doing a review of the equation of a line and its format, as well as what is slope and y-intercept. This will activate our prior knowledge, which will get us ready for the new knowledge we want to acquire today of how to graph. This will be broken up into worked examples, which we will go through together, as well as an opportunity for you to practice and check your understanding of the new knowledge that you have just learned. So let's do a review of slope-intercept form. That's the equation y equals mx plus b, which is also known as the equation of a line. The m value in the equation represents the slope of the line, and the b value in the equation represents the y-intercept of the line. Focusing on the slope of the line, which is also known as the rise over run, having a visual representation of this is when you have a line that is connected between 2 points, the rise is how far up or down the points go from each other, and the run is how far right the points are from each other. Now, if you have a positive slope, that means your graph is going to go upwards and run towards the right. Whereas if you have a negative slope, that means it's going to rise downwards and run towards the right. So positive means up and right, negative means down and right. Now focusing on the b value, which is the y-intercept, that is the value at which the line crosses the vertical or y-axis right here. So whatever this value would be your b value. Now let's get into our first example. So first example is we're going to graph the equation y equals 1 over 2x minus 1. Our first step is to locate our y-intercept, which is our b value, which is right here located at -1. So we're going to plot it right here. Our second step is to count the rise and run from the y-intercept to get the next point. This can be found by looking at the m value, which is the slope. That's 1 over 2. So the rise on this is 1. So we go upwards 1, and the run on it is 2. So we run 2 towards the right. Now the third step is to determine the next point by counting the slope again. So we go up another 1, so rise 1, and we run another 2 and plot our second point. Now we connect the points to graph the line. And there you go, we have our line. Let's go into a second example. So we first want to start off by finding our b value, which is 3. So I can plot it right there on the y-axis at y equals 3. Now if you notice, our m value is -2. However, it's not really written as a fraction. So what we can do to make any number into a fraction is we can put it over 1. So we can see it's -2 over 1. Now because it's -2, that means we're going to rise -2. So we're going to go downwards 2, and we're going to run 1 towards the right. We're going to plot our point there. Now we'll go rinse, repeat, go down another 2, run another 1, plot our point. Now if you have the space, you can keep going. Go down another 2, right 1, plot your point, and then there is your line. Now we'll do a third example. So if you notice, there's not really any b value hanging out at the end. So what could it be? Well, if there's nothing there, just think of a number that means nothing. That would be 0. So we're going to plot right in the center at the 0, 0 mark. Now our slope, the value in front of the x is a negative. If we just put a little 1 there, it's just -1. And again, to make that into a fraction, we put it over 1. So rise over run is -1 over 1, which means we're going to go down 1, right 1, plot our point, down 1, right 1, plot our point, down 1, right 1, plot our point, and there is your line. Amazing. Now it's time for you to check your understanding. So our first question is true or false. The graph shown has a positive slope. So if you answered false, you are correct. Because as we can see, when we start at our y-intercept, the graph goes down and right. Down and right. So the slope would be negative because our rise is downwards. Question number 2. Select the correct statement about a line with the following equation. Y equals half x plus 2. If you answered B, you are correct. Because if we look at the m value on this, it's 1 over 2. So the rise is 1, the run is 2, and the b value here is 2, meaning the y-intercept is 2. So the line has a rise of 1 and a run of 2 and a y-intercept of 2. B is your correct answer. Question number 3. Select the graph corresponding to the equation. Y equals 3 over 2x minus 1. If you answered C, you are correct. Let's take a look. The b value is negative 1, which means we want to have a y-intercept down at negative 1, which would be right here. Now, our slope is 3 over 2, which means our rise is 3 and our run is 2. So from our y-intercept, we rise 3, 1, 2, 3, and we run 2, 1, 2. Thank you!